I want to mention this briefly before we continue with the react section of the stream and the gaming one. I just want to bring consciousness to the world for people to know how a female streamer or women streamers, what sometimes they have to go through. I thank God I never had to go through something like this. I did have similar things, but not even close to this. But these type of things make you traumatized for the rest of your life, and it makes it harder for women to be on the internet and put themselves out there, because the society thinks that once a woman puts her face or her body on the screen, she immediately deserves everything that comes her way. And in this case, it was the worst. At which viewer set my car on fire story time. This is the picture of the video that was recorded. It happens to male, but females and their emotions and the PTSD and the stuff that can go after it, I feel like men are so much stronger when it comes to that, and they can handle it differently. Plus, males don't, or men streamers don't have to deal with the you asked for it, kind of thing with your body, with your face, putting makeup on your face, putting a smile or something. They don't have to deal with the idea of you deserve that or you deserve what happened to you because you put yourself out there, So that's the thing. At which viewer set my car on fire story time. Let's check it out.
I don't know.
Oh, it's so low.
How do you even start a video like this?
So low.
Seriously. I guess I'll start off by saying that the person who did this to me is arrested and the police are handling everything, and that's honestly the most important thing. I'm sure you guys are probably going to be very concerned for me, so I just wanted to let you guys know that first before I get into everything else. My life has honestly been insane for the past year and a half. I was dealing with other issues for a long time, like stalker type things. And that's obviously been very draining for me, as you can imagine, and a big reason that I haven't been streaming or posting nearly as much as I used to a few years back. This happened 2 weeks ago when I was on vacation.
Yeah, she's so low. Yeah,
it was around 2 in the morning.
Speak slower a bit.
My mom called me,
so you can turn the volume from your side.
She was crying, and I knew something really bad had happened. And she said, "Someone caught your car on fire. I'm so sorry. I have to go. The police are here."
I mean, you would be depressed too if
she was in the house
set your car on fire.
All this was happening. Obviously, I didn't know what to do. I was very far from home. The only thing I really could do was go look at the cameras on my phone, and that's what I did. I went to look at the cameras, and I saw my car in flames. And that's the first thing I saw. I just couldn't believe that I was watching my car.
That's sad.
That I worked so hard for.
If I saw this happen to my car.
And for somebody to take that from me is very hurtful. And I will never be able to understand that. Thankfully, the cameras caught the guy doing it, and I went back to watch that. I also forgot to mention, traveled around 700 miles to come and do this to me, which makes it so much worse in my opinion.
What happened?
I watched him put a brick on my car.
So there is the guy, you actually cannot see his face, but you see that he's a younger guy, like skinny, taller, younger guy. Maybe a teenager or early 20s.
And
that's a really cool car. That's a very expensive car, so I'm sure she put so much money into the car, which is also not the smartest thing to do. If you ask me, serious question, the last thing that I would put so much money into or invest into is my car. First thing would be an apartment or a house, but the last thing would be a car.
And he lit something sticking out of it and walked away casually, like he didn't do anything. The next clip after that was the front end of my car engulfed in flames.
Should have changed just my camera position for this video.
For that, because the fire spread to the fence.
What happened easier?
My house as well, which my mom and animals were inside of. We're all traumatized.
Oh, that's terrible, bro. Like the fire went to her house too, and her mom was in the house. She wasn't there. Like, how dumb could you be to do something like this?
In ways that I would never be able to describe, but I'm just glad everybody is safe. And that's the most important thing to me. I just never thought that when I started streaming back in 2015 that something like this would ever happen to me. I'm hopefully going to be back to grinding soon, and I hope you guys understand, and I'm sure you will. I've always loved streaming so much, but it's so hard to even feel motivated when all of this is happening and going on. I want to get back to grinding. This is obviously still like an ongoing thing, and I'm not going to really be able to fully grind until most of it's settled. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into something like this when it happens. So I don't have an exact date on when I'm going to be able to be consistent again, but I promise I'll make it up to you guys.
Aww.
There isn't much more that I can say right now, but I assume that I'll have a follow-up video later in the year at some point. Just thank you to my genuine supporters. Your guys' support truly means the world to me, and I really appreciate you guys.
It is so sad.
I love you, and I will see you soon.
It is really, really sad when people have to go through this because of really dumb people out there who don't know the difference between online entertainment business, talking to you online, and actual like relationship. Some guys and even girls, but mostly guys, put it in their head. They get really obsessed with a woman online and they want to have her. And when they can, they get so mad and angry as if they are breaking up a relationship, and they go through this breakup thing, but they do crazy like, imagine this guy who did this to someone he never met in his life, and imagine what he would do to someone he has in his life. So I honestly think people need to be a bit more conscious about their mental health, their relationships, especially like parents, family, whatnot. If you see someone in your family that is behaving in a weird way, then just talk to them, ask them for their like to open up, talk to you, see if they have some mental issues, then advise them to go to a professional and talk about it. Because if this thing doesn't go unchecked, if it goes unchecked, this type of things happen. And then it's too late. Like this time it was a car. It could have been people too. But yeah. First of all, I'm glad you and your family are okay. Glad they caught the stalker who did this. So mad this happened to someone who has love for everyone in her community. This is crazy world we live in. This happening on top of everything else you have been going through is unbelievable. Completely unbelievable. So scary and heartbreaking. I'm glad your family and you are okay physically, but I can imagine the emotional trauma that must have left on you and forever. Because every time women have to deal with such men on the internet, where like the last thing that happened to me, for example, was somebody calling me out, sending me messages, traumatizing me on Discord and telling me you did this to yourself. By what? Existing? Being nice to everyone? Being polite, respectful? Like, what did I do wrong? Like, I never did anything wrong. And then when they say you did this to yourself, wait for the consequences, you'll see, and whatnot. And I'm like, bro, like, what is going on? And that it leaves a mark on you, you know? And then when they actually go and do something like this, after they said that you did this to yourself, you're like, oh man, crazy world we live in. I can tell you.